to the next movie.
Here, here.
Right? That's
here,
really
here.
where this is.
How good
where
was
this is going.
Ben Affleck doesn't really get enough credit. I think that J-Lo stuff super sidetracked the
Let me
fact
tell
that
you,
he's
that
a good
guy
actor.
is-
Would you agree that the J-Lo stuff, tabloid stuff, can really sidetrack?
It's weird. So yeah,
yourself?
here's what I would say. What he has done is, when you think about where that guy was and what he has now done. First of all, he and Matt wrote fucking Good Will Hunting, which is an all-time great movie.
Academy Award winners.
Academy Award winners.
We made fun of them on Action.
Oh, you did? I don't remember that episode.
They go, hey, even Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, they won Oscars for writing. And I remember I'm taking a leak, and I go, yeah, that was the first sign of the apocalypse.
Nice.
Just a throwaway. I didn't write it. Don Rio.
We talked about this before, but Teddy directed the pilot, right? Who was a good friend of mine.
Killed him.
I think it did. That's exactly right. That and also, other things.
Red meat.
It must have been the red meat that killed him. He was a sweet, sweet
So
man.
Ben Affleck.
But Ben, I don't know whether it was a combination of, yes, that movie he made with J-Lo, the whole sort of way that the tabloids became fascinated with them, but somehow people forgot how incredibly gifted and smart Ben Affleck is. And he found a way to get that movie with his brother, Gone Baby Gone, made as a director.
He's a great director.
That guy, and I'll tell you something, man, when you see him in Runner Runner, as an actor, he blew our fucking minds. That guy is so good in this movie. He's so smart and so focused, and you cannot fucking take your eyes off of him. Seriously, it's once in a while you write something. I'll say, I'm not gonna, everybody I've made a movie with, I really do feel so lucky and blessed to have made a movie with them. Even The Rock's bat in, even The Stick in Walking Tall. But there are just very few times where what you wrote, when you see it acted out, it's even better than anything you could have imagined. And that is what Ben did in this movie. Yeah, it's like, Malkovich in Rounders, where he took this thing that we had written and he made something so much more fun even out of it.
Teddy KGB, man.
Teddy KGB. And what...
that was settled on Twitter, that argument we had.
Which?
I said the tell was the way he ate the Oreo, and you said, I'm arguing with the guy that wrote it.
Yeah, I said, yeah.
You said the tell was that he ate it all.
Yes, that's right.
And I was like, that's too obvious. That's too obvious of a tell. There's no way you would have made it that simple.
You were arguing with somebody else and asked me.
No,
and
I was arguing with you during the podcast, and people on Twitter. I still don't remember what the answer was.
I'm right, dude.
Well, that seems like way too easy to tell. Like, wow, all of a sudden, this guy took a giant Mohr eating hot dogs at Madison Square Garden bite out of that Oreo box.
Because he always has the Oreos, right? I mean, tell us when you're under pressure, and when you unconscious things you reveal when you're under pressure. And for this guy, it's he eats the Oreos when he no longer feels the pressure because he knows he's going to win the hand. Otherwise.
Justin Timberlake.
Yes, sir.
Do you ever hear him when you're walking by at base camp? Do you ever hear him just like singing in his trailer?
That's a great question. You hang out with him. He tries.
He said that twice today.
He's at pains to make everybody like relaxed and to forget that he's JT.
Did you ask him what is it about you that like you just asked me?
No.
Like I'm having fun at a Knicks game, and you're like, wow, JT, he's incredible.
But JT is so. He's so incredibly famous in that way and such an icon.
Stop blinking. I keep trying to take your picture.
All right. I'm looking now. He's such an icon, but he's really at pains. Oh, great. My eyes are closed. I got my wrist in a very unflattering posture. Fuck you, man. If you post that picture, I'm going to kill you.
On Twitter.
Do not post that fucking picture,
Too bad.
asshole.
JT.
The point is, so he really makes you he really tries to make you forget, hey, I'm Justin Timberlake. And then once in a while, he'll sing something. And it is when he starts singing and dancing, you do, like every single person who can, within, 100 yards, just stops and stares and loses their shit. I mean, he is like, when he starts doing that thing, that sing and dancing thing, it's absurd. It is an absurd thing.
He was like a Mickey Mouse Club kid?
Yeah. They were all on it together. Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, him, and Ryan Gosling. The four of them were all in the Mickey Mouse Club together.
I'll just start with a declarative statement instead, and you can pile in. Ryan Gosling, to me, is alarmingly great.
Oh, yeah.
Like, stop looking at my phone and wondering if I really tweeted that out.
No, I mean, look,
It's going to be a good surprise for your sister.
I mean, look, he's no Anthony Mackie.
Why do you keep breaking balls? See, that's the thing with Brian. Fucking ball break. Anthony Mackie got $500,000 to go to fucking Puerto Rico for a
All I'll
month.
say is if you don't think you were breaking balls, you wouldn't be this sensitive about it. But here's the thing.
I thought,
Ryan Gosling
honestly,
is a monster.
Honestly, do you know what
He's
I
a
thought I was
monster.
doing? I thought I was making you laugh.
And you were.
I
And
was
did.
not at any time.
Yes, I did.
I'm being completely honest. Hand to God. Bro,
Yes.
swear to God, swear to God. Bro, swear to God. I don't know why I gotta work that into a bit because everybody always laughs when it's, bro, swear to God, bro. Bro, swear to God, swear to God, swear to God. Swear to God, bro. At no point was I like, you know what, I'm going to fucking break his ball. It was just, no, go get your like, it was such a serious confluence of words on your end and my word, and in different time zones, and you're on a tropical island, and I'm like just literally like changing diapers and Desitin on little buttholes, and then it's like, now go get your fucking shine box.
I have a way to explain this to you, though. Actually, I realize now. Because you've made a lot of movies, but I don't know if you've ever been a part of being on this side, this other side of it.
I was once, but I didn't really pay attention.
But so this is the part, though. This is the thing. So on a movie like that with those actors, everybody wants to get their clients in the movie. So you have to hip check people out of the way. In order to do that, I had to hip check people out of the way. You're getting besieged by people are sending lists of people to play the part. It was called The Shooter. Lists of people to play this part, The Shooter. And I had to come up with reasons why didn't work. Field calls from agents. The director's got a friend. The director had an old friend he wanted to give the part to. Another guy and you're knocking shit out of the way because I'm like, I'm going to deliver this for JJ. I'm going to deliver this for JJ. And I deliver it to you, and go home and get a shine box. So for me, it was just like, wait, I just fucking told half the world to go fuck themselves.
If there was a hidden camera on you, hip checking people and telling the director his friend couldn't do it, and telling other producers their clients couldn't do it, and managers and Jennifer's clients couldn't do it, I still would have responded, but go get your fucking shine box, just to bring levity because I knew how heavy it was.
Yes, I understand. I understand all of it. It's hilarious. I mean, no, it's all funny. No part of it got me annoyed at you. I thought it was hilarious. I respect the ball breaking. I like the ball breaking.
Ryan Gosling, people forget, he was nominated for Half Nelson, which I thought he didn't really do anything in Half Nelson.
He's so good in that movie.
I think he just did the role. But like Lars in The Real Girl, I got to go back and look at his eyes.
Yeah, the eyes. Did you see it on in theater or on DVD?
DVD. I don't go to the theater. I'm not sharing. I will not share a movie with anyone but my wife.
So
I will not share it with a fucking stranger that drove it. I don't want to share it. No. I don't want you opening shit.
You don't want anyone ruining the movie for you.
Yeah, and you can ruin the movie simply by looking at the person next to you going, is your phone on? I'm like, how? Now you ask the guy? I can't.
Havey was at the Havey was at the Ziegfeld. Alan Havey, who's been on Mohr Stories. He was at the Ziegfeld once, watching a movie, some really heavy, emotional movie, and some woman was 3 rows behind him, and she was talking to her friend, and it was like it doesn't. You could say it was Gandhi. The movie, some heavy fucking thing, and he turns to Ziegfeld, which is this giant theater in New York, the biggest movie theater, the biggest screen. You go to the Ziegfeld.
In the world.
Yeah, you go to the Ziegfeld to have the experience you're talking about. It's a temple it's the church of cinema. And this woman's a couple rows behind him, and telling her friend, then I said to Maud, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, oh, would you mind? Shh, because, and the woman's like, and ignores him and keeps talking to his friend. And it's the moment Gandhi's on the bed and he's like deciding he's going to, one more day of no eating and he's going to die. And the woman won't shut up. And Havey says he has this thought in his head, if I'm going down, I'm taking the whole fucking theater with me. And he stands up and he goes right into her face and he says, he shouts at the top of his lungs, shut the fuck up, you stupid fucking bitch. Right as Gandhi maybe dying.
Decides he's not going to have water.
He's not going to no more eating.
No more water now.
That's it. And the
That's
whole
an excellent impression,
starts,
by the way.
The whole theater starts fucking clapping.
And his Gandhi impression.
And Havey storms out of the fucking movie. Like, leave it. Don't you wish you could do that in a movie? Oh, God, it must have been so satisfying.
That's why On Demand. I'm the only guy with a $300 movie bill in his hotel room, and none of it's porn.
But
we're actually we just watched Sound of My Voice.
I don't know.
Which was a Sundance movie about a lady who has a cult out of her basement in the valley. It was incredible. Didn't know a single actor in it.
But Half Nelson I saw in the movie theater, and I will say, seeing the advantage when you see it on a screen like that, Gosling does a lot of internal. I think a lot of internal work
because I'm such a fan of his. Lars and the Real Girl.
Anthony Mackie's in that movie with him.
Yes, he was. Lars and the Real, and I'm a fan of Anthony Mackie. But I did see him ham it up in a behanding in Spokane, which was.
I never saw the play.
It was embarrassing, because Walken, the curtain comes up and everybody just starts laughing. Because Christopher Walken's sitting on a bed with one hand, and I'm like, if Bill Nighy was sitting there, this would be the most intriguing, like. Twilight Zone, like how are we unraveling this story? How, and Walken's trying to light a cigarette with one hand. Like, you could tell it's new. I think you're supposed to tell that it's new because he's not used to lighting a cigarette with one hand. And he drops a lighter and goes, "Oh, shoot." And the place is like, "Ah, ha, ha, ha." And I'm like, what the fuck? He's got fucking one hand. What's the funny part? Someone sawed a human hand off, and this guy wakes up in a motel room, doesn't know how it happened.
Right.
And the place is in stitches because it's him. And then he's feeding off of it. Like, I'm waiting for him to go, "Wowie, wow, wow," out of the audience, or cowbell.
So that show didn't work for you.
No, we left. I mean, it was bad. And it fed. It's one of those situations where when you said, like, you need somebody that can bounce stuff and feed off, everyone's feeding. That's the energy on stage. So people like Anthony Mackie and his girlfriend are, like, handcuffed to a radiator. They're like, prisoners. Like kidnapped or something. And they're like, whoa! Like, they're playing it like Monty Python-y, and I'm like, this probably is a screenwriter in the balcony weeping.
I'm going to say that sounds like it wasn't any of the actors' faults. It sounds like that sounds like a directing issue. Someone's setting a tone.
It was at the apex of Walken.
Right.
Like, it was like when they were, "I need more cowbell t-shirts."
Right.
And the curtain went up, and Walken's sitting on a bed, and right when you see him, everybody starts laughing. Audiences ruin everything, she always tells me. And I was like, that's not true. And then I go see God of Carnage on Broadway. And every time James Gandolfini swore, all the old ladies and everyone, they just start laughing because Tony Soprano's cursing.
I thought that was terrific.
Did you think it was a comedy?
Yeah.
I must be the only one.
It's a dark comedy. Even if you read it, it's a dark comedy.
Dark comedies don't elicit laughter like a goddamn studio audience, is my point.
Well, yeah, maybe did you see Matinee? Sometimes matinees play very different than nighttime shows.
It was very bizarre, and it was. I felt bad for the people on stage. Like, let them, like,
that might be the most effete sentence I've ever said in my life. Did you see the matinee? If you didn't see the matinee,
what sentence?
Effete,
Effete. Yeah. It was. I felt bad for the people on stage because you had some real heavy hitters with some great stuff. I mean, Hope Davis and Marcia Gay Harden and Jeff Daniels and James Gandolfini. Like, these are people that really were able, and like, you can imagine rehearsal, these people spreading their wings and acting their balls off. And here, you on Broadway, worst case scenario, you're now pausing for laughs like you're on Laverne and Shirley.
That's funny. And
you're like, this is not how Broadway goes, bro. This is not the drowsy chaperone. Gotta dance, I'm Adolfo. It's like kids are hitting other kids in the face with lunchboxes and giving them concussions, and the parents have to talk about it over a dinner, and they're blaming each other's parenting skills and stuff. It's very dark, and could have been a dark comedy, but it turned into a goddamn.
But yeah, there were a lot of funny lines, though. There were just a lot of funny lines.
That kid's a fucking nut. I don't think that's funny. I think that's a father having an exclamation. But however, someone else has sat in this chair and told me the exact same thing about how funny the play was. So obviously,
it's a funny play because also the character is trying not to explode. And what look, actors bring one of the really great things about when you cast an actor like Gandolfini, is he is bringing a whole. We walk around with these images, this collection of images in our head from all the other work that he's done. And they're using that in the show, right? That's why you cast him, not just because people will come see it, but because we know there's this rage. We know there's this capacity for incredible rage in that guy.
You cast him so people come see it.
Yes, but he's perfect for that part. Why? Because there's this capacity for rage, animalistic rage. But the character in the beginning presents himself like a sophisticate. He's talking in that higher James Gandolfini like voice at the beginning. You know what I mean?
That's better than your Gandhi.
So thank you very much. No, so he's talking in that
James Gandhi.
He's talking in that other fucking voice, and he's trying to be restrained, and then what's buried under there. So that tension exists at the moment you cast him, and it's funny.
He was in Fabulous Burt Wonderstone, which I was just in with Jim Carrey, Steve Carell, Steve Buscemi.
So that one they didn't just use you up at the table read. They actually cast you.
No table read.
They actually
I went
put
in.
you
I
in the
auditioned
movie.
4 times,
Yeah.
and then there were offers out, and they read everybody. They read like British people, like Billy Connolly, Scots. They read like the Sklar brothers to play like this one man to be twins to play this. Like they really, you got to give it to them.
They brought Kennesaw Mountain Landis in.
They brought in John Anderson, babe, in circa 77.
The third
Circa
choice.
80. Sorry, I fucked up the
That's
year.
how much they wanted extra choices.
Yeah.
They brought John Anderson in.
So, yeah, they really like
Not
cast
from Yes,
such
the
a
candidate.
wide